So this function is also called cumulative distribution function. So we call it as CDF. CDF is nothing but distribution function. Okay. So here you see this P of x less than or equal to x. P of x less than or equal to x is the probability of the event x less than or equal to x. Okay. So P of x less than or equal to x is nothing but what is that? Probability of x less than or equal to x. Okay. So it is the number that depends on x value. Okay. So that is, it is function of x. So P of x less than or equal to x depends on the x, and it is also function of x. This function is denoted as P capital X of x. Okay. So this is called cumulative distribution function. It is called cumulative distribution function. Okay. So distribution function of the random variable capital X. Okay. So how do we define? Px of x is called cumulative distribution function of a random variable. We call it as fx of x, that is equal to px less than or equal to x. Okay. So it is also called distribution function of x. Okay. So here the value small x value will be ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity. Small x value will be ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay. So for example, we have x is equal to, these are the even values of x. X values are given as x1, x2, x3, so on. Okay. For example, it is having the value x3, x4 and x5. These are the values of x. Okay. So now if you want to find out what is the cumulative distribution function of x3. For example, we want to find out what is the cumulative distribution function of x3. How do you do it? We will be writing like this. It is P of x capital X value less than or equal to x3. Okay. P of capital X less than or equal to x3. Okay. So this we will be writing it as, okay, we have to consider what are the elements you have before x3. What are the elements we have before x3? So we have to find what is the probability of x1 plus, okay, probability of x2 plus probability of x3. So we are adding all the probabilities that we are getting before the element x3. Okay. So this is the probability distribution function. So we call it like this. Okay. Plus probability of x less than or equal to x4. X is equal to x2 and x3 here. Is it clear, students? Any doubts here? So here we'll be having x2. Okay. So what is the probability distribution of x3? So it is probability of x less than or equal to x3. So what is probability of x less than or equal to x3? Before x3, what are the elements we have? Before this x3, what are the elements we have? We have x1, we have x2 and x3. Okay. So it is sum of the probabilities of x1 plus probability of x2 plus probability of x3. Okay. So this is called probability distribution function. Okay. Is it clear? Understood, students? Any doubts here? Hello, students.
Yeah, ma'am.
So we have discussed that fx of x is also distribution function of x, and the x value can be ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay. So this probability distribution function has some specific properties. Okay. So what are the properties of probability distribution function here is, so it is given like this: fx of minus infinity value should be equal to 0 and fx of infinity is equal to 1, and the range of fx of x. What is fx of x? Capital F x of x is called cumulative distribution function. We call it as CDF. Okay, so what is the range of fx of x will be 0 to 1. And if x1 is less than x2, if x1 is less than x2, what is that? Capital Fx of x1 will be less than or equal to capital Fx of x2. Okay, and what is the probability of x1 less than x less than or equal to x2 will be equal to Fx of x2 minus Fx of x1. Okay, and what is that another property we have? We have totally 6 properties here. The other property is that, okay, fx of x minus will be equal to fx of x. Okay, so these are the 6 properties of cumulative distribution function. Now we'll discuss what are the proofs of this properties. Okay, so what is our first property? Fx of minus infinity is equal to 0. So you know from the definition, fx of minus infinity is equal to probability of x less than or equal to minus infinity. Since we don't have any event for x less than or equal to minus infinity, so this event, this x less than or equal to minus infinity, is called impossible event, because we don't have any value for we don't have any event for x less than or equal to infinity, so that this is called impossible event. So you know that probability of impossible event will be equal to 0. So that is why fx of minus infinity will be equal to 0. Okay, similarly fx of infinity is equal to 1. So what is that indicates? Fx of infinity is equal to probability of x less than or equal to infinity. So what is that? Just now we have discussed, no? When you take any particular value here, if you are taking x less than or equal to infinity, you need to consider all the elements till the value less than or equal to this value. Okay, now what are the elements? You have the values less than or equal to infinity, so it is probability of x is equal to minus infinity plus so on, probability of x is equal to minus 1 plus probability of x is equal to 0 plus probability of x is equal to 1 plus so on, probability of x is equal to infinity. So what is that it is doing? It is including all the elements in the sample space. Okay, so here this elements, what are the elements will be included? It will include all the elements in the sample space. Okay, so we know that the probability of sample space is equal to infinity, yes or no? So what is x less than or equal to infinity means? It will include all the events possible. Okay, so if x less than or equal to infinity means it include all the events possible. Okay, so probability of sample space is equal to 1. So like that we have proved the second property. What is the third property? So it is 0 less than or equal to fx of x less than or equal to 1. 0 less than or equal to fx of x less than or equal to 1. So here we just now we have discussed from the first property, fx of minus infinity is equal to 0. So it is the minimum cumulative distribution function value. Fx of infinity is equal to 1. So it is maximum cumulative distribution function value. Okay, so therefore the value of fx of x lies between 0 and 1. Okay, so what is the minimum cumulative distribution function value from property 1? It is 0. What is the cumulative distribution function for maximum? What is the maximum cumulative distribution function will be 1. Okay, so that the value of fx of x lies between 0 and 1. Okay, and similarly we have the fourth property is that given that fx of x1 is less than or equal to fx of x when x1 is less than x2. Okay, so it states that fx of x is non-decreasing function. What is fx of x? Is non-decreasing function. For example, it is x is given like this, x is having the values. Okay, so it is having the values like this. Okay, so the x values are given like this, x1, okay, so x2, so these are the x values, my x3, Okay, x4. Now for example, the probability of getting x1, probability of occurring x1 is equal to, it is given as, say for example it is equal to 0.1. Okay, say the probability of getting x2, what is the probability of getting x2 is also equal to 0.1. Okay, so if these values are given, okay, now can you tell me what is fx of, what is fx of x1 ma? Capital Fx of x1 is cumulative distribution function. It is given as, it is probability of x less than or equal to x1, x less than or equal to x1. Do you have any element less than or equal to x1? See here, do you have any element less than or equal to x1? So what is the element we have? Only x1. Here we have the element only x1. So it is equal to x1. Okay. So if you have any elements less than or equal to x1, you have to consider those elements also. So what is the probability of x1 will be equal to 0.1. Similarly, probability of x2 ma, what is probability of x2 is given as, it is cumulative distribution function of x2 is given as probability of x less than or equal to, x less than or equal to x2, x less than or equal to x2 here. Okay, so it is equal to probability of x is equal to x1 plus probability of x is equal to x2, because what are the events we have for x less than or equal to x2? All the events probability we have to consider. So we have x1 and x2. So what is this value? It is 0.1 plus 0.2. So this value is equal to 0.2. 0.1 plus 0.1. So what is this value will be equal to 0.1. So you see here, with x1 it is having 0.1, with x2 it is having 0.2. Okay, for example, if probability of getting x3, probability of getting x3 is equal to, for example, it is given as 0.5. Okay, can you tell me what is fx of x3? Can you tell me what is fx of x3 now? Hello students. What is fx of x3 now? Fx of x3 will be equal to probability of x less than or equal to x3. So it is probability of x less than x1 plus
0.7.
Yeah, it is 0.7. So if x value is increasing, what is happening to probability density function? Probability density function also increases. Okay, so from this what we can say, fx of x is non-decreasing function. If x value increases, fx of x will also increase. So fx of x is non-decreasing function. Okay, so this is that probability density function, fourth property. So this we have already discussed. Here we have taken example and we have already discussed that if x1 is less than x2, okay, then number of elements in x2 will be greater than or equal to number of elements in x1. So probability of x less than or equal to x2 will be greater than or equal to probability of x less than or equal to x1. So what is this? This is nothing but cumulative distribution function of x2. So that is why fx of x2 will be greater than or equal to fx of x1. Okay. So because how many events we will be for having for x less than or equal to x2? X less than or equal to x2 will have more number of events compared to x less than or equal to x1. Okay. So the probability distribution function, cumulative distribution function for x less than or equal to x2 will be greater than or equal to cumulative distribution function for x less than or equal to x1. Okay. So this is the proof of third property. Then we see the fourth property here. So the fourth property is given like this. probability of x1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to x2 will be equal to what? Fx of x2 minus fx of x1. Okay. So just now we have discussed that if x less than or equal to x2, if x less than or equal to x2, how do you write? So we will be writing like this: x less than or equal to x1, and from x1 to x2. Okay, so these events we will be writing like this, the union. Okay, so for x less than or equal to x1, union x less than or equal to x1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to x2. Okay, now apply probability to this equation. Probability of x2 for a probability of x less than or equal to x2 is cumulative distribution function of x2. This is cumulative distribution function of x1, whereas this is the probability of x1 less than x is less than or equal to x2. Okay, so from this probability of x1 less than x less than or equal to x2 will be what? Fx of x2 minus fx of x1. Okay, so this is our fourth property, and fifth property. And the sixth property says that the probability distribution function is continuous function. The sixth property says that the probability distribution cumulative distribution function is what? It is continuous function. Okay, so in these six properties, we have already discussed six properties, no? So in these six properties, the property 1, 2, 4 and 6, the property 1, 2, 4 and 6 may be used as to test whether the given function is cumulative distribution function or not. If these four conditions are satisfied, so that is 1, 2, 4 and 6. When these four conditions are satisfied, so then we say that the given cumulative distribution function is valid function, otherwise it is not valid. Okay, so these are the properties we use to test whether the function is a valid cumulative distribution function or not. Okay, so here we see this: if x is a discrete random variable, then fx of x have a staircase step waveform as shown in the figure, and the amplitude of step will be equal to the probability of occurrence of the event of x when the step occur. Okay, so if the values of x are denoted as xi, we write fx of x like this. Okay, so just now we have discussed fx of x will be the fx of x is given like this. Okay, so it is given on y-axis like this. Okay, on x-axis from -1 to -0.05, -1 to -0.05, we will be having the probability of -1. Okay, at 0 minus 0.0 sorry minus 0.5, we have to add what is the probability of that event. Okay, so it will be raised because we are adding the probability at that event, and this raised value will be maintained till the occurrence of probability of next event. Okay, now it will be raised once again because the probability of occurrence of this event is added here. Similarly, the probability of occurrence of 1.5 is added here. That is why we are getting what type of waveform here? We are getting staircase waveform. Okay, what type of waveform will be getting here? So here step form of waveform will be getting. Okay, so what is that? There is a change in amplitude, no? The change in amplitude we are getting whenever our so whenever we are adding the probability value, the change in the waveform will occur. Okay, so here you see we are adding the value here. That is why, see here, these are the events. So what is the value of probability of the event at that particular location will be added here.